visceral peritoneum. Did you get this point, please?
Yes.
So if we cut it like this, in transverse section we will see this is outside wall. Then inside this wall is lined with parietal peritoneum. But it is very closely, it is attached with this, like this, not no space. Then we have got, for example, stomach here, small duodenum, ileum, large gut, colon, so all these organs. So they are covered with this visceral peritoneum, coming like this, and they will be covered like this, or some may be covered like this. Some of the organs, please look at this. For example, kidney over here. They are covered like this. They are not. Look at this. These are all covered all around. Malfu, yani they are within the bag. But this organ is behind the bag.
Kidney only.
Some other organ, some part of the duodenum also. But to remember it, kidney. So these organs which are within the peritoneum, we call them intraperitoneal organs. Intraperitoneal organs. Salam. Then these organs which are behind, we call them as retroperitoneal. Retro means behind. Well up. So retroperitoneal organs. So now another thing, please look for this. These organs, if we look, this is we are looking from front. If we look from the side, then we have got this, our anterior wall of the abdomen. This looking from this side. Then on the back we have got back wall, our vertebral column, bones, covered of course with muscle skin. Then some of the organ, for example this organ, it is suspended over here, covered with peritoneum, suspended over here to the anterior to posterior wall. So these suspensions which anchor, mollic, these organs, they are called mesenteries. Mesentery. They are part of peritoneum. Now, all these mesenteries which will attach with different organs make some special regions which we call ligaments. So they are all names of different portions of peritoneum. One is big layer. Let us see like this. Big layer of peritoneum. So once, let us say stomach, it starts developing, so it will push this wall like this. So this is from the front. So it has come up like this, covering it. So this portion is what we call to the anterior mesentery, attaching this stomach to the anterior wall. And one layer will go from this to the backbone, posterior mesentery. Then we can name them according to the region also. For example, if it is between liver and stomach, we will call it gastrohepatic. The other name for liver is hepatic. So gastro is stomach. Or between stomach and duodenum, gastroduodenal. So all these are different portions which describe the arrangement of membranes.
The last point I didn't understand, when the stomach push, what
The development, when you have to go back to development, just we started our GIT system, just for information, shape was like this, our shape, C shape in development. Everybody was like C. So over here mouth has to develop. And this portion has to make what we call GIT system. So it was covered with membrane, with layer, peritoneum. So when, let us make this with red color. When one organ starts developing over here, and below this it pushes the membrane like this. What you call membrane, Rishaya, I think in Arabic, or sitara like we put on the curtains. So it will push this, so it will develop further. Let us see, it will develop further like this. A time will come when it has been covered all around. So this has become intraperitoneum. This organ whatsoever, it has become within the peritoneum. So now this peritoneal fold, now this portion is attached to anterior wall and this is attached to posterior wall. So these are mesenteries. These are attachments which are putting it, attaching it, suspending it to anterior wall and to posterior wall. So this is the peritoneum. There is typical special arrangement of peritoneum in the body. And we have to study it. When you go to medicine, we will study how this peritoneum is reflected. Second thing, when we perform surgery, we respect the peritoneum. We cannot cut it through and leave it. It has to be repaired back in its original anatomical position. So this is the requirement that we study. So this was the introduction to the world of peritoneum, policeman of the abdomen. Now another thing which we have to see, we will see it in details next, but these were the parts of the GI of large colon. On our right side, this region, this is a bend, ascending colon, transverse and descending. So these are what we make the curve. So these curves are called flexors. Flexion is to bend. So one flexor is this one and one flexor is this one. Bend. Now over here we will see it again. Over here we have another important extra gland, liver, placed on this side. And another
Spleen.